And hey everybody, welcome back. BogMod here. I believe I've done all the things, honestly.
I feel revitalized.
And as I may have mentioned, I recently beat Enderal. And Enderal had an interesting aspect to it. Now, they're very different styles of games, but it's... So Enderal also played the whole evil, malevolent, beyond space-time force thing. Puppeting... Well, not puppeting, but, you know, manipulation. The difference... And this is certainly a... Oh, I should record my quests.
Oh, your rank has risen. This is for you.
Valhalla.
Please, take it. I knew you could do it. This is for you. Please,
Alright, nice.
take it. I
Got
see.
the bling.
Good work, everyone. Now then,
Part of the difference, though, is that they made it clear in that game that it was all the figures involved. So like when I talked about what's his name? Aranthiel, all right. Aranthiel was kind of like the key to the villains winning. But then didn't get in his brain, except to the extent that they knew he was the kind of person who would never, who couldn't accept failure. All right, kind of like Cedric in that sense. But rather than possess him in any way,
Okay.
they just put the pieces out there, and because of his nature, he followed the path that they wanted. Whereas in this, we so often see people talk about how dramatically personalities change.
Okay.
Right? They get a malevolent aura. It's certainly the case in this that the manipulations of Ishmelga are go beyond just setting the stage and letting people act as they act. He actively manipulates, controls, influences directly on them in ways they would not do were he not, you know,
Now.
not just putting the idea in their head, but like hijacking them. I think this game would have done well. So here's the conflict, right? I, as a player, me, because everyone's going to be different on this. I, as a player, would have liked the Enderal kind of
Okay.
manipulation by Ishmelga more than the way he is doing it here. But I acknowledge that doing it this way, as they seem to want to do, kind of excuses what everyone else is doing. Which I think is the intent. I think it is intended that, like, you know, Ash, he shot the Emperor. But no one really says, Ash, you shot the Emperor. We have to hold you accountable for your actions. You need to go to jail. You need to have, you know, a trial. Yada yada yada. No. They're not even pretending. They're letting him run around and do whatever.
Okay.
There's those kids in, or that girl in. Where is that city? St. Arc? Yeah. Remember there's that girl in St. Arc talking about her parents and how, in Heimdall, and how they've changed so much. Obviously, once the curse is gone, the parents change back and go back to normal, everything's fine again. It's letting them be bad without them actually being held accountable. or at fault, responsible. And I guess that works for the story they want to tell. Yeah. But again, it's like it may not work. It's not really working as well for me. Just like in this one, in this game, they set up the you're being manipulated rather early on. Whereas in the Enderal game, you find it at the end about the manipulation. But in the playthrough, you think you're actually doing opposition. The wicked label really applies. Let's go back to the ground. Teotot left the papers here, went home. Alright. So, young me, you've received some relaxation. How recommend you take it? I don't have time to relax. I literally have to go to Crossbell now and we'll fight a thing. Which we will go do. Yeah, Ulster. Who could resist the influence of the Great Twilight would have caused this? It snapping people's necks in Heimdall. Sorry. Accidents. But speaking of manipulations and snapping people's necks, I totally feel that one was definitely a Schmelga just playing around for the lols. The only reason he was like, you know what, let's put a thought in that child's brain to make him turn around and come back. Just so that he could be threatened, because it was fun for him, I guess. Alright, I think we're good. I think we can head to the Stella Sanctuary. Let me just double check my... Act 3... Quests, Act 3. Let's double check my list. North Dock Candian monster killed. Yep. Ulster assistance. Yep. Swimming showdown. Yep. Free Aaron. Check. Herbal supplements. Yep. Persistent study. Yep. Okay, that should be everything. And I've used up all of my bondage points. Yeah, I've used up all my bondage points. Just one quick scan. Alright, so to Crossbow. Scroll down. There we are. Whee! It was a threat by Heimdall. Well, we know they're not really kind of stopping us per se. Lens. Though this should be There should be so much activity here. I'm sticking it. Calvert. This is all the more reason for there to be a lot of those ships around here.
No, I suspect it will not be that easy.
Oh? Well, yeah, what are you up to, Schmidt?
Just now, this ship was detected by a directional radar. They are lying in wait for us. They know we are coming.
But, yeah? Yes, Your Highness. Communication. Ah. Orcus Tower.
Hey, you guys! Do you read me?
Jonah and Lloyd.
Know what's going on with that beam coming out of the tower?
Come to the SSS building, quick. Security around the area is sparse right now.
Now, this is interesting because, Rutger, you could say maybe he was happy to kind of throw a spanner in the works. It's a little weirder that Arianod is doing this. Because again, if she just doesn't go to the sanctuary until the war starts, we can't do anything about it. Yeah, well, yeah, well, you would say it's gotten slack, but I guess they want you to do this thing here. They should. This is one of the fronts. Magical science and scientific magic. Yeah, but again, if they didn't actually want you to do it, they'd just be like, hey, Arianod, why don't you go hit a hot spring? Take a load off. Relax. So either, of course, Arianod wants this fight to happen at this point, or it's all just for show. I don't know which it is. And if she does want the fight now, why? She, of anyone, seems definitely on board with the whole thing. On the other hand, it could just be Smelga's like, I have sensed their levels. They're not strong enough to give me that challenge that I need yet. So if you could have them beat up some goons, just for a bit, maybe give them a bit more muscle. It's the tower. That's it. As long as the Zabra soldats are on watch. The Bobcat is on its way here, and with Team Liberal's braces on board. See, these are moments where Musée should be voicing things. Like, this is literally everyone getting together and trying to figure out a plan. Which is apparently her entire shtick. What do you do first? Which guy? Sutherland? How do you know about that? Because she's magic! It's fun. First artist on our side. Who? Me? Yeah, everyone loves Arkansas. So, sully our trade. A trade? Oh. I was just like, is she related to Lord? No, it's Arcade, not a trade. Similar, but not quite. Then again, they do have bluish hair. Yeah. Like these. We've got goons. Yeah, she's a professional dancer for joining the guild. Chick's got hidden depths, huh? I can dig it. Quiet, Ash. Where is Musée, anyways? Anyone see her? It's on the board, too. There she is. Has she said anything yet? This scene? Good. Alright, and then Musée. Oh, there we go. I think that's Musée's first line is to just sign off on what other people decide to do. Yeah, this would have been, you know, the ideal time for her to actually kind of show her chops, rather than her trend of things going wrong. Also, low stakes things like this are also a much safer way to try to show off a character with her kind of talent, because you can have the little wins much more easy than the big wins that she has not been able to manage. Only 3 days left until D-Day. Crossbow News is at your service.
Well, since we're all pitching in, why don't I pull a couple of strings on my end as well?
Mystery voice is... all right. What the? Tao. I think it's Tao. I don't think it's pronounced cow.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ashen Chevalier.
And as always, it's a pleasure to see you again, Ellie.
Oh, Pervy's in. Learn how you exactly about. Shin? Zin? Shin? I don't know. Madame Ellie, what's your deal?
Oh, please. My contract with the Governor General's office is long since over. There's no need to be so suspicious.
That, you know, if you were under a contract, the contract could just include some sort of NDA.
This time around, I'd like the honor of assisting you in your endeavors.
But I know shit like you when I see him.
The end of the world would be the end of Heiyue. It's as simple as that. Even so, I've brought you a little something extra, as a show of good faith.
The Almighty Conflagration and... Father! Yes, Reen, it's your father-in-law to be.
My agents were able to capture this image shortly before the generator went online. Shall we begin devising our plan now? If you'd like to reach them, we'd best start soon.
We actually devised our plan. So now we get to see the very super duper important herald, because you have to have that. It's very important, I guess. Angelica's just staring at every lady there with lust in her eyes, aren't you, Angelica? That's all you're doing. You're just perving on them as bad as the others. Oh, speaking of others that are perving. Yes! Those shades. That will surely work. No, Modern Music Club. I wonder if there's like... So, apparently, they need to have a certain level of war that they have to escalate to for this. So that he can complete his plan. I wonder if there's like a point at which there's too much damage to be done. Like, say the war starts, and they haven't done all the rivalries, and the war continues for a while. Is there I wonder if there's a cutoff point where they're like, no, now you've killed too many people, the world has been ended too much, you can't have your big final duel now. And if there were, what would be the backup plan for them? Just musing. Just a little musing. Wrong. Striking a tune. Was an easy pill to swallow. I mean, criminals. If they don't have a thing worse, would be working with terrorists. Right, Sharon? Right, Crow? As far as I'm going to be beneficial to them. Sure. The following in the footsteps of our ancestors. A connection. Sure. Well, that is Sharon, sure. For tomorrow. You know, Reen, you're not going to be able to finish. So, let's see. How many duels we got to do? So after... There's, what, 3 days to the war? Well, Laura, Kurt, as agreed. Sharon, as agreed. Macias, as agreed. Sarah. It's the 29th. Which means they plan to do this tomorrow, which will be the 30th. And then you still have Rufus and Cedric to fight. Reen, you're not gonna be able to make it to the war. Well, I guess you can, but there's been not a lot of talk about how little time they have. Just theater security. Radio. What we need is a flash mob. Let's wander the town, because tomorrow is when the thing will happen, which will be the 30th. At best, we'll probably get another fight on the 31st. Ooh, the war will happen. Neat. I think the war's actually going to happen now that I look at how close we are. Will it? Actually, no. Alright.
Okay.
It seems like the war will happen, given what's going on. That said, I feel like something will have to come up, so nothing bad actually happens in the war. Given the trends of the game. Some sort of double cross, perhaps. Some sort of magical doohickey that lets us cheat and not have to have the war on for the final battle, maybe? I could do it. Anyways, my music of that will have to wait. We'll see how it all plays out, of course. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!
Now...